So now I want to show you what happens when we experience something. Why is it that we get stressed? So when we experience things happening around us, we start to perceive what it is. And if we begin to perceive it is negative emotions and distress, perceiving adversities, threats and conflicts or uncertainties, very often we don't think. We react right away with a fight or flight reaction. And then it causes the body to be uncomfortable because of the stress hormone, and then disturbing the mind. So both the body and the mind are disturbed. This is really what's happening in us. When this is happening, and if you realize your body is getting tensed up, you realize your mind is getting disturbed, you must learn to relax. Relax. Okay? And if you don't learn to relax, it gets out of control. It goes into an emotional chain reaction, creating all kinds of mental health issues, and then it is out of control. When it gets out of control, you will experience all kinds of problems. You will experience depression. You can experience post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. You can even experience psychological disorder, your mind going crazy. Go cuckoo, cuckoo. And then chronic illnesses, health issues. All this can be prevented if you learn to relax. Okay, good. Otherwise, this is what the problem is up here. Reacting right away without thinking. Okay, now I want to show you a video by this motivational speaker. He passed away quite some years ago. He was very famous in the 1980s. He was one of my motivational gurus. I watched him a lot during those days. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Listen to his explanation of using orange, and orange as a metaphor.
An orange is a simple metaphor. You take this orange and you squeeze it as hard as you can squeeze it, and you ask yourself, what will come out? And what comes out when you squeeze an orange? Orange juice. Never, no matter how many times you squeeze it, will apple juice come out. There's no mistakes. You'll never get grapefruit juice out of this thing, ever. The only thing you'll ever get out of it is orange juice. And the next question is why? Why when you squeeze an orange, as hard as you can squeeze it, does orange juice come out? And I asked that question up in Toronto one time with this little girl sitting right in the front row. She said, that's dumb. She said, that's what's inside. It has to come out. I said, well, that's the answer. You are really smart. And she smiled, and she thought that was great. But that's the truth. The reason that orange juice comes out when you squeeze it is because that's what's inside. Now you extend the metaphor, and someone squeezes you. That is, someone says something about you that you don't like. Someone behaves towards you in a way that you find offensive. Somebody does something or says something to you that you feel hurt by. And out of you comes anger, hatred, bitterness, tension, fear, anxiety, stress. And immediately you say, the reason that comes out of me is because of how he said it, or the way that she said that, or because they did that. But the truth is, the reality is, that what comes out is what's inside. And if you don't like what's inside, you can change it.
When people say something unpleasant to you, and then you react because of what's inside you. You have control over that. You can change that. Right? And that is what we call, if it is to be, it is up to me. If you want to be happier, if you want to be more peaceful, if you want to enjoy a more affectionate and loving life with your friends and family, do something about what's inside. Help yourself. If it is to be, it's up to me. No one else can change what's inside you. Only you can help yourself to do that. Now I'm going to explain to you what's inside you. Our mind is such that only a very small portion of it is conscious. 80% or more is unconscious or subconscious below the surface. We are not thinking about it, but we are aware without thinking about it. What we are aware of consciously at any moment in time, present moment awareness. You are now aware you are attending a seminar. That is your present moment awareness. Clear comprehension. If you've been paying attention, you're learning something. So there's clear comprehension. Discernment. You hear something and you determine, oh, this is right, this is wrong. Discernment. Discerning right or wrong. Logic and reasoning. Okay? We think about it. If something sounds logical. Critical thinking. Now you realize what is good for you, what is not good for you. You have the willpower to want to change. And make decisions to do something. These are conscious. This is part of your conscious mind. But a whole lot of it is unconscious. Your perception. When you see, hear, smell, taste, or touch something, you begin to form an idea. But that idea is not a fixed one, it changes. Even if you see the same thing every day, you may have a different perception the next day. So that is changing all the time. Opinions, intentions, a whole lot of these are uncertain and changing. They are under the surface. You are not clearly aware, but it is happening. And it is affecting you. Because all this leads to a perception, and perception leads to all the unconscious thoughts rising. Without you in control, you don't realize it is happening to you. And all these are like stressors. They are triggering something in your mind and causing you to react in a fight or flight way. So this is the reaction. Because they can be emotional, they can be threats and conflicts, then they can be uncertainties. All these are rising underneath, rising up to disturb you. That is what is inside you. Learn to take control of that. Every time you realize some thoughts are arising, have some discernment. Is this helpful? Is this not helpful? Will it help me live a better life? Do that instead of reacting with fight or flight without thinking. But unfortunately, most of us react almost all the time without thinking too much about it. So this is really what's going on. All this underneath, inside us, rising to disturb us. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. You cannot change things happening out there. Some people say, oh, I'm going to pray this problem go away. Come on. Can you create miracles? You think by praying your problem disappears? Sometimes it's a coincidence. You happen to pray and somehow the problem disappears. But it's not necessarily because of your praying. Maybe it helps you, it motivates you in some ways. But you do not have the power to create miracles. So don't think by just praying the problem will go away. Pray for strength. Pray for motivation. Pray for inspiration. Pray for helping yourself to be a better person. Change. And the first thing you do when you get stressed, what do? Relax. Okay? So when we are no longer able to change the situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. If it is to be, it's up to each and every one of you. It's really up to you to do something about it. Okay? So now let's take a look at this situation again. The problem is that we perceive things to be threatening or whatever, and we react without thinking. And all that leads to the body discomfort and the mind being disturbed. Two things we need to do. We need to calm the mind. We need to relax the body. Okay? Now we need to do both. Relaxing the body is one thing. Calming the mind is